Whoops. Might have been muted there, but here we are. You all know what I was already saying. Good morning or good day, depending on where you're from. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody's day going so far? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's day is going well. Hope everybody's week is going well. Just going to take a moment to welcome everybody into the stream, and then we'll get into some of the conversation here. Good morning, Trader007. Good morning, Jax. Good morning, Luna Cameron. Good morning, Fuad. Good morning, Classy. Nevres, good morning. Sammy4TRD, good morning. Bjorn, good morning. Kevin, how are you doing today? Cash, how are you doing today? Good morning, dude, where's my stop loss? Tris, good morning. Keith, good morning. Dyro, good morning. Andy, good morning. Mr. Reckless, how are you doing today? Mock, good morning. HMH, good morning. Weapon, good morning. Brian, good morning. GZTRD, good morning. Spyro, how are you doing today? Ken, how are you doing today? Sergio, good morning. XYZ Dag, good morning. Shaster, good morning. SBM, good morning. Osho, good morning. M Blues, good morning. Sam, good morning. VLD, good morning. Players Run, good morning. Gaetano, how are you doing today? Ryan, good morning. Mihul, good morning. Umar, good morning. Taha Trades, good morning. Hope everybody's day is going well. Hope everybody's week is going well. I'm going to hop right into some analysis here. Get a bias completed so that way we understand what we're looking for during New York Open. So let's take a look. Got about 7 more minutes before New York Open. And same thing as always. We're still in the same situation, chat. Trend is your friend until the end of the trend. Okay, so for ES and NQ, very simply put, there really is no analysis needed here. I'm looking for higher prices. We have been getting new all-time highs day in and day out. So I'm not going to go against the higher time frame order flow. Okay? Plain and simple. I'm looking for higher prices on NQ and ES. NQ did a good job already making new all-time highs once again. Looks like ES still needs to, though. So it looks like ES is lagging a bit here. You can kind of see it in the percentage change as well. So bullish on ES and NQ. Now, for oil. Oil, I have been looking for a rejection. This is a new week opening gap. I've been looking for a rejection from the new week opening gap. We will see if this area provides any form of resistance to price. If we get rejected from here, then the bias still has a chance of playing out. If we close above here, then the bias was wrong and it now has been invalidated. All right, so bearish here on oil, bullish on NQ and ES. Dollar did a phenomenal job with the bullish bias. We were looking for a move from the bullish FEG to the swing high, and what a beautiful move it's been. Absolutely gorgeous bias here. Give me a second. I do need to take some screenshots to update my trading desk. So please be patient with me. I'm going to grab a couple screenshots here. So the bullish bias there on dollar was correct. Nice move higher. Same thing with ES and NQ. The bullish biases did a great job on moving higher. And that leads me to say, this is the exact reason why I do not use the correlation between dollar and NQ and ES. because the correlation is not a 100% accuracy, right? The dollar should be moving lower when NQ and ES is moving higher. Those two assets are inversely correlated. Well, guess what? That's not currently happening. Dollar is going higher at the same time NQ is going higher. This is the exact reason why I do not use that correlation. Less is more, quality over quantity. You don't need to have 900 different ways of analyzing price. You just need one or two. That means our bias here on euro is also going to be correct. We got a rejection from the FVG, therefore we were looking for lower prices, and very good job by euro moving to the target. No, the target hasn't been completed, but that is a beautiful move lower nonetheless. So give me a second. Got to grab a screenshot of this as well. Nice. All right. Bearish euro. Bullish dollar. Looking for a rejection from the new week opening gap on oil. So bearish. Bullish ES. Bullish NQ. So any questions about that, feel free to throw it in chat and we can go over it. We have another 2 minutes before New York Open here, so we'll see if we can find some sort of bullish position here on NQ or ES. Hey, good morning, Mar. Good morning, Summer Z. Good morning, Learner 903. Good morning, Hindsight King. Petro, good morning. Son of Wall Street, good morning. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing better than the hurricane. Man, I got to go to my first Stanley Cup game last night, and I was really hoping that the North Carolina team could win. Unfortunately, it was a battle throughout the entire game. Just goal after goal after goal after goal. It was just back and forth for 3 hours straight. And unfortunately, North Carolina did not come out on top. Man, first Stanley Cup game and it's an L. It is what it is. Hopefully they can still take home the series. But just a little insight on what I got going on for the week. It's been a great week so far. We also had a payout there in the beginning of the week. So that makes 7 consecutive weeks in a row of getting payouts from the live account. And I hate to say it, but for all the people that have not made it to a live account yet, you should attempt to make it there. Okay, that should be some goal, one of many, right? We should make it to a live account at one of the firms. We should be copy trading across other firms. We should have our own cash account, just like we should have crypto. We should have real estate. We should the whole nine. We need to diversify across markets, across accounts. But the reason why I'm saying that is because the daily payouts in the live accounts are just, man, they are so valuable. Wow, what a move right off the open. Are they just going to sprint it higher without us? Or, well, what is that? NQ instantly goes back to the high right at New York Open. What's going on here? Hey, good morning, Ricardo. Good morning, Viking Trades. Good morning, Muhammad. Wow. All right. Instant move higher right there at New York Open. This is not where I'm looking to get into a position. It looks like the change in the state of delivery was down here, right? This is a beautiful 5-minute change in the state of delivery. And it went higher right after it was created. That was pre-market information, though. We're looking for information that's currently happening. It does look like ES is now getting its bullish change in the state of delivery, so maybe ES can catch up to NQ. We're inside of a bullish fair value gap. Looks like there's bullish SMT there. So maybe we take ES thinking that ES could try to catch up to NQ, right? Trying to use this as a change in the state of delivery. 1 minute looks disgusting. 5 minute looks decent. Trying to use this as a change in the state of delivery. If ES runs instantaneously too, then there's nothing we can do here. What we need is some form of bullish key level. We need some form of bullish SMT. So I'm not going to chase this thing higher. I am bullish. I want it to go higher, yes, but I'm going to conduct my process. We could look at this as a 15-minute bullish change in state of delivery as well. So we do have an entry function coming up here. How many points would this be? $13 points. So what is that? 5, 600, 650, 675. About 675 points of risk, or dollars of risk. Maybe we'll even get a better entry by front running the 15-minute change in the state of delivery. Yep. All right, we're going to give it a go. What we're looking for is for this to become a bullish change in the state of delivery. Okay, give me a second here. So it's kind of giving me an issue now that NQ took out the high, because now is that bearish SMT, right? Why didn't ES take out the high? News at 10 a.m. Let's take a look. 10 a.m. PMI. Very good job, Mr. Reckless. Very good job. Let's see what we're getting here. Yeah, so I don't want that to become bearish SMT. That is giving me an issue. So looks like we'll go ahead and wait a little bit here. Wow. Wow, they swept the high and now they're turning around. So maybe we need to wait here. NQ, what a move. Instantly runs above the high and then instantly turns around. What a move. NQ is moving this morning. All the way back down. All right, so good job being patient so far this morning. Back to the drawing board. We're still bullish. What we're looking for is a key level to get engaged with. Then we're going to look for bullish SMT to support the idea. If we get those things, then we'll look for a bullish change in the state of delivery. But what a turnaround. What a turnaround. Wow. Look at that. Run above the high instantaneously and then turn around instantaneously. Incredible. Incredible. Let's take a look at where London and Asia lows are. Okay, that could be another key level to look for SMT. Would like to see where it's at. Oh, wow. ES is already below both of them. Wow. What a move. What a move this morning. They sprint it higher, then sprint it lower. That is... Let's just take a look at the points real quick. New York Open, 755. So instantaneous 50 points, and then an instantaneous minus 100. That's incredible. What a move. What a move. All right, so we do have these lows in here. We do have these lows in here. NQ has some lows to take out as well. And then we have another one down here. What a move. What about you all, chat? What are you looking for today? Type a 1 in chat if you're bullish on the day. Type a 2 in chat if you're bearish on the day. And type a 3 in chat if you've yet to trade today. What are you guys looking for? What are you guys looking for this morning? Couple 1s, couple 2s, all right. Seems pretty 50-50. Couple bears in here, couple bulls in here. All right, taking out some lows. Both NQ and ES. So that was London there on NQ. So I'm curious to see if we get some kind of reaction from either London or Asia. We have both London low and Asia low right here. So I'm curious to know if there's going to be some kind of reaction from London or Asia. Wow. What is happening today? Some incredible moves out of NQ. Wondering if that's going to be an inversion trade right here. So I'm personally not an inversion trader. So I'm going to wait on this. This is what I'm pointing to right now is this going to be an inversion right here? Surely it needs to take out Asia too. Price can and will do whatever it wants whenever it wants to. It does not need to do anything. It can do whatever it wants whenever it wants to. So I do not force myself upon price. I objectively read it. Right, just read it from left to right like a book. It did this, so I do that. Right? I'd rather have that type of mindset instead of saying it must do. Another sweep of the lows there on ES. Maybe that's the SMT. ES just swept this low while NQ did not. This would give us a beautiful change in state delivery now on ES. So now that it's swept the low. All right, so this would give us a change in the state of delivery if we displaced through this line right here. So that's why you see me lining that up. Now, if they don't displace through it, it doesn't really matter because then I wouldn't get entered into the position. Right? So that's why it's a buy stop. Buy stop means that it needs to go through this line for me to get entered into my long. Are you long in NQ? I trade right here, right in front of you guys, right? So you'll see if I have P&L fluctuating, you'll see the orders get submitted, right? So there's no question about it. It's right here on the screen, right? So like, for example, there's no position shown on the screen here, right? There's no P&L fluctuating. That wick would have entered you in. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't. I'm not going to sit here and play the coulda, woulda, shoulda game. What is currently happening is I place my order at the buy stop with a buy stop at the change in the state of delivery, and I haven't gotten entered yet. So the actual information shows that there hasn't been a position yet. There's no coulda, woulda, shouldas. I placed the order. When I placed the order, it did not get me into the position. Therefore, so far, I have no position this morning. So, inversion traders going into drawdown here. Happy with my decision on not taking an inversion, considering it's not a part of my process. I thought we had to wait for 10 a.m. red folder. You can make any decision you'd like. If you are not willing to risk a red folder news, then do not trade it. Right? This is not a we thing, right? Like, this is a you versus you thing. If you are not comfortable with the volatility of a red folder news event, then don't trade it. Right? Just wait until after it happens. Right? This is why we stick to our process, right? Because if we sat here and got long off of this inversion, you would have just got stopped out. So guess what? Sticking to the process is a better idea? Yes. Yes. Hey, Ash, isn't that a breaker for the shorts? Yes, it is, but I am not bearish, right? So if you're pointing this as a bearish breaker, I agree with you. But I'm not bearish. I'm not looking for shorts. I don't care that price is moving lower, right? Me being wrong in my bias, that portion doesn't matter. Why does it not matter? Because no risk has been taken yet. So I can still sit here and say that I'm bullish because that is my bias. There will be times when your bias is right. There will be times when your bias is wrong. Right now, the bias has been wrong, but also right now, I haven't been able to get into a position yet. So it doesn't matter that the bias was wrong because no money has been lost. So we're just still waiting. This isn't the end of the line. We could still get a position here. We just haven't gotten the move yet that we were looking for. But we are getting a move lower now. This might, so we are getting some SMT as well. 9:15 low. And then we have 9 a.m. low. Yeah, so, hold on, 19:15. All right, so far this is bullish SMT. We'll see so this could be bullish SMT as well. All right, we're just looking at key levels to search for SMT. Here's the 930 low over here on NQ. Right, so we can look at either one of those levels for bullish SMT. Time, New York Open, bias, bullish, looking for a key level with SMT. If we get the key level with SMT, then we'll go look for an entry function. Same game plan as every other day. So far, we have not gotten that. So far, there has not been any positions because of it. But we're still hunting. We are still hunting. Let's see if we can get into a long here this morning. See if we can get into a long here this morning. We'll see if price wants to turn around. Maybe the 10 a.m. red folder is going to be a 10 a.m. reversal. We'll see. We'll see. Hey Ash, does the lower level make the SMT more valid / stronger? No. No. That has nothing to do with whether it's more valid or stronger. That is not information that I look at. Nope. SMT is SMT. That is it. I don't look to complicate things. We still have the SMT, even though NQ is now taking out this low, because this is the low that ES is below right now. This line right here, ES is already below this line. So what a move lower, though. For all those people that pointed to the bearish SMT on the daily chart, very good job. Very good job. And even more so, this is where I would say, this is why being an independent thinker is infinitely better than playing follow the leader, right? Because I'm wrong just as much as anybody else here. I'm also a trader, right? So I get it right 50% of the time, I get it wrong 50% of the time. So if you were bearish this morning, but then listened to me, you just missed out on a beautiful bearish move because you played follow the leader instead of conducting your own business. And that's why I always say, this is not a we thing. This is a you versus you thing. You complete the analysis. You execute your process. You manage your own risk. Okay? Respectfully, how in the hell can you be looking to possibly long? This is continuation for shorts. Respectfully, I'm bullish. I've explained why I'm bullish. Look at this daily chart, right? Look at this daily chart. There's what is bearish about this? I don't know, right? We just keep crushing new all-time highs. So I would rather be on the same side as the higher time frame order flow. I am much more interested in looking at this daily chart for a bias than looking for a 1 minute move lower, right? Yeah, we went lower at New York Open. Great. Great. That doesn't change what the daily chart looks like. The daily chart has been screaming higher for the past 2 months. Trend lines? No, that I was just trying to prove a point. I don't trade trend lines. I was just trying to show you that price has been going higher. No, that's not the reason. So, we'll see. Does price turn around at all? Who knows? We'll wait and watch. Where's that 930 low again? Because I do want to make sure this SMT is still there. If that still holds, then we can still look for a reversal. See what we got here. We got 10 more minutes before that 10 a.m. red folder as well. So maybe we get some volatility from that. Early in the day, 10 a.m. news could be a new driver for bullish move. Yep. Just because we got to move lower so far does not mean we're done here. Okay, we are still patiently waiting. maybe we get a 10 a.m. reversal. Maybe that 10 a.m. red folder creates the reversal. There's so much more time left in the market. Still going to stick to the process. Doesn't really matter what anybody else says. I'm here to conduct my process. I'm here to journal my own trading experience. And you guys get to watch that live in real time. But just please know that you need to become an independent thinker. I am wrong just as much as anybody else is wrong here. Right? So you need to become an independent thinker, conduct your own process to the best of your ability. We were at previous day EQ. Okay. Okay. That's not exactly something I look at, but awesome. Need Ash trades to be the next US president so that price can behave. Oh, man. Well, don't bet on that. If I became president, I don't know if I would want price to behave. I would probably just send it screaming higher. Where is the change in the state of delivery? Don't do the V shape. Give us a chance. Right? If they just do this, then I don't have a change in state of delivery. Maybe on the 5 minute. No, not even. Give us a sweep of the lows one more time. Do this right here. This would look real nice for me. If we swept the low one more time, then we get this change in the state of delivery. Sweep it one more time for the 10 a.m. news. Give us a change in state of delivery. And let's see what happens from there. SMT at previous day low. Yep, I believe that's what I just marked. Oh, no, I marked out 9:30 a.m. low. But yes, there is. ES took out previous day low. NQ did not. Very good job. I do agree with that. Take out the low one more time. Then look for a change in state of delivery. Let's see. Take it out one more time. Give the Bulls a chance here. Will the 10 a.m. news driver give us what we're looking for? Give us that 10 a.m. reversal. So, let me know. How's the morning starting off so far? Did you guys capture any positions? Did anybody take advantage of the initial move lower this morning? Any positions yet for anybody in chat? How's everybody doing so far at New York Open? As you can see, I'm patiently waiting for my process to get completed. So no trades yet for me. I'm still currently hunting. Still currently hunting. Still waiting. Longed a bit premature. Okay. Take it out one more time. Leave this SMT there. Then get a change and say deliver. Two more minutes before the news here. We have PMI coming up here at 10 a.m. So, another minute 30 before the news comes up. Maybe that's the move that we get. Maybe it creates a 10 a.m. reversal. We'll see. We'll see. We are patiently waiting. Just vibing out, 600 from passing evals with 2 weeks left, so not in a rush. Yeah, no rush at all here. No rush at all here. Patience is truly a virtue. All right, 10 a.m. news driver coming up. See if that provides any kind of volatility. Pretty lethargic, to say the least. That economic calendar truly has not been doing much for past couple months, to be honest. So, you know, being worried about these red folders doesn't look like it changes anything. Really doesn't provide the volatility that it used to. All right, so I am curious if this is becoming the change in the state of delivery. The candle that ran below previous day low. About an 18-point stop to target all those highs. Trump nerfed everything. Yeah, he nerfed the economic calendar. Seriously. Seriously. But it's NQ, the strongest pair day. NQ did not run below previous day low. So right now, NQ would be considered the stronger pair. Yes. Yes, it is. Right? So long the stronger pair, short the weaker pair. All right, so what do we got here? See if we could do this right here. How many points is this? Ooh, pretty, ooh, 128. Way too much risk there. Way too much risk there. Isn't the change in state of delivery the whole leg there? If there's consecutive candles that took out liquidity, it would be the consecutive candles. Hence why I have not gotten into any trade. There is no clear, defined change in the state of delivery to go with the SMT at previous day low. Right? So I'm just marking things up. The reason why I have not taken any trades yet is because my process has not been completed. So no, there has not been a bullish change in the state of delivery yet. No, there hasn't. So my process has not been completed yet, hence why we're in our account and have not completed any orders yet. We are still flat so far this morning. We are just waiting for our process to be completed. Patiently waiting. Patiently waiting. As we're waiting, as we're searching for a position, feel free to throw any type of question, any type of information in chat. Gladly willing to go over anything to do with this trading business. Patience is truly a virtue. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Patience is truly a virtue. What's your bench? Yes, I've been working out for quite some time. I used to work out much more when I was playing sports than I do now. I don't do any max reps anymore because I don't have any spotters. So I usually just rep things out at this point. But like the heavier side of my bench would be like 5 sets of 5 at like 225. How do you know which is the stronger pair and which is the weaker pair? It's right here. SMT. Right, so when you're bullish, we look at the lows. We look at the lows between NQ and ES. Joe says stop it. Joe knows. Joe used to be in the gym with me. What do you mean? SMT, so the stronger versus the weaker pair. Take a look at this. Imagine the one on the left is NQ. Imagine the one on the right is ES. When we're bullish, we're analyzing the lows. Notice how NQ swept the low while ES did not sweep the low. This is the stronger pair because it made the higher low, because it started moving in the direction it's intended to move first. This is the stronger pair. And then the same thing, just vice versa for a bearish example. When we're looking for lower prices, we're analyzing the highs. And when one pair does not sweep the high, at the same time the other pair does sweep the high, this would be the weaker pair right here. Okay. We're in a 10-minute bullish breaker at New York Open yesterday. I don't use prior days information. I use current information. So I'm not looking over there. So whatever is over here, right? Like if you're looking at this breaker over here, I don't do that. It's not something that I do. I use the current information that's being presented on the chart. Isn't that replacing the lick sweep on the stronger pair? No, no. So here's an example right here. Ready? SMT from a higher time frame because ES took out previous day low when NQ did not take out previous day low. So we know which one is the stronger pair here. It's NQ. And you can even see it over here in the percentage change. Hence why NQ has not gone down as much as ES, because it's acting as the stronger pair. Okay, so now we have SMT. Then we go down to a lower time frame and look for this right here, a change in the state of delivery. So no, the entry function does not change. Just grab the SMT from a higher time frame, then look for a lower time frame entry function. The entry function doesn't change. You don't replace the sweep of the low with SMT. You want to long the stronger pair and short the weaker pair. Right? So right now, I would want to be looking for longs on NQ because NQ did not sweep previous day low. ES did sweep previous day low. Therefore, NQ says SMT is the stronger pair right now. So since NQ did not sweep previous day low, it looks like the stronger pair, and this is the pair that I would want to go down to a lower time frame and find this right here. Do you feel like unicorn swings and tap-ins are harder nowadays with price skyrocketing to targets? Trading has always been hard. It's no different. It was hard last year. It was hard the year before that. It's hard now. Trading in general is literally one of the hardest businesses there is to run. All right, so, you know, where's the individual that said, why are you looking for longs? Right? Because now that we have reversed, and now that we didn't get an entry, but now that we have reversed, right, looking for longs at the lows would have gave you over 100 points versus looking for continuation shorts. We're now heading back to the 930 opening price. And if you did catch a reversal when we were looking for one, you'd be up 100 points here, right? We look for longs below the lows. We don't look for shorts below the lows. So maybe the bias wasn't correct at New York Open, but there's still a lot more time here. And that's what I was trying to say earlier. That's what I was trying to say earlier is just wait. Just wait. You don't need to know what price is doing every single second of every day. Create a game plan and then go into New York Open executing that game plan with a very strict risk management, right? That game plan for me is this right here. Time, New York Open. We're currently dealing with New York Open. Bias, I told you that I was bullish because of the daily chart. Key level, with SMT, we tapped previous day low. NQ did not tap previous day low. So there's your key level with SMT. Then go to an entry function. Do this every single day while you do this, make sure you only risk a certain dollar amount. Put a limit on your amount of risk. All right, so this is what I do every single day. And when I do this, I risk about $1,000 to see if I'm right or wrong. Is there a reason? Is that old BB not as strong? Once again, it has nothing to do with strength or weakness. I told you that I use current information. That is the reason why. I'm not interested at looking at yesterday, last week, the week before. My focus is on current price. That's it. There's no other reason to it. I think people need to understand what kind of trader they are. That is a perfect response, and thank you for sharing that. Yes, knowing thyself is one of the most important things, and it's going to help you in the long run. Nobody else is going to click the buttons for you. You are going to be the person who analyzes the information, who follows the rules, who creates the game plan, who understands how they can execute, right? So figure out who you are, figure out what works best for you, and you do that by executing so much that you have years worth of data. You have so much data that you could prove to yourself saying, oh, I do better with reversals. Oh, I do better with continuations. Oh, I do better with EMAs. I do better with RSIs, right? I do better with change in the state of delivery. Whatever the case is, there is no perfect way of moving forward. There is no system that has like a 100% win rate. That's why you need to focus on what you're good at. Very, very good response. Very good response. But looks like we're not going to get that additional sweep. This is exactly what I told you when we were there. This is what I wanted. I wanted price to sweep this low one more time. If it swept that low, it would have given us a bullish change in the state of delivery to work with. Since it did not, even though it looks like my game plan is now starting to play out, I haven't won or lost, right? So far it's all flat because we couldn't complete our process. And I'm okay with that. I would rather fall in love with the process. I would rather conduct the process. How to know if I'm in the current contract or is it auto adjusted? Is this your symbol right here? NQ1 exclamation point. Do you have this symbol right here? If you do, this is the continuous contract. Same thing with ES. It doesn't matter if you're on NQ or ES. ES1 exclamation point. Right? Like if you're on the continuous contract, then it's always going to be current. It's the same thing. ES1, NQ1. The one exclamation point is what shows the continuous contract. Ash, ES and NQ are the same. Can we expect IB today? I'm not bearish. I'm not bearish. So I'm not going to look at the IB. So I'm not going to sit here and make any comment on it because I have no clue whether it's going to work or not. But I can tell you that I'm not going to trade the IB because I'm not bearish. Right? The IB is showing a short position. And I'm not bearish, so I'm not going to take it. NQ, 15-minute bearish setup. Awesome. Awesome. We got a minute bullish SMT? No, thank you. I'm not interested on 1 minute SMTs. No, the SMT that I'm interested in is the daily bullish SMT. So Ash, what are you waiting for? Well, I've explained it a handful of times this morning. I'm bullish, right? So here, let's do it again. Why not? Why not? Let's just do it again. Ready? This is what I do every single day. So sorry for the people that think I'm just repeating myself. I'm just trying to answer as many questions as possible, and it ends up being the same one. So sorry for the repetition, but here we go. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I do every single day. I follow my game plan. I need to check off each part of my game plan to move on to the next step. The first part of my game plan is time. So I want to look at information from New York Open. If we're in New York Open, then I can move on to number 2. Number 2 is bias. That's where I get on the daily chart. I analyze the higher time frame order flow. I get a bias from the daily chart. If I can create a bias, then I will move on to number 3, which is key level with SMT. Once again, it's a step-by-step process. If we're in New York Open, then we move on to number 2. If we can create a bias, then we move on to number 3. I told you I was bullish this morning. Therefore, we are currently on number 3. Number 3 is key level with SMT. You can see that NQ did not sweep previous day low, while ES did sweep previous day low. Okay, so now we have a key level, right? Previous day low, key level that shows bullish SMT. Everything is aligning here, right? New York Open, bullish bias, bullish key level, bullish SMT. Therefore, we can go down to the last portion of our game plan, which would be an entry function. The entry function that I use is this right here. Right? So change in the state of delivery, breaker, unicorn, whatever you want to call it. This is the formation that I look for to take a long position. Well, guess what? That's not on the screen yet. So going back to the game plan, right? Anytime I cannot complete one of these things, so since this is not completed, I do not move forward. Right? So we completed number 1. We completed number 2. We completed number 3. We did not complete number 4. Therefore, there has not been any executions on my end for this New York Open. Right? So now, I'm sorry for all the people that are hearing this 90 times, but I'm just trying to help everybody that asks questions. Right? So during the time of, right? So at New York Open, this is what happened. At New York Open, right? I was waiting for price to go down to a key level. We did. We tapped previous day low. At previous day low, we made SMT. When that happened, I specifically pointed to this right here. Right? So this is what the chart looked like right here. Right? So when the chart looked like this, just rewind the live stream if you want to fact check me. When the chart looked like this, I said we needed to sweep the low one more time to get long. Right? Because if it swept the low here, then it would create this, my entry function. So, right? Let's look at what happened, right? We never swept the low. So look at the difference here. This is what I would use to enter right here. This is what happened. Ready? See how they don't look the same? See how much different they look? Okay? So, we were able to complete our process this morning. We got all the way to step number 4. We were about to execute a position, but we did not get our entry function. So since we did not get our entry function, I have not taken a trade yet this morning. This is what I was looking for. This is what I wanted. That didn't happen. This is what we got. Therefore, there was no entry. Like, I'm more interested in completing the process and sticking to the system than I am just hopping into any position. Like, I don't care. I truthfully don't care that we did end up getting the reversal, right? So we got down to previous day low and we turned around. So it was the right idea to be bullish this morning. We could have caught the reversal here on New York Open. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Didn't, right? We don't do those. We don't do that, right? That's why I live stream, because we're looking at real-time information. We're talking about what's currently happening. I'm not going to do the coulda, woulda, shouldas. These aren't hypotheticals. We need to know what's happening right now and how to efficiently react to it in real time. Okay? Hi, Ash. How do you deal with both sides, SMT, like today, and NQ? I don't look at both sides. That's why I create a bias. That's the entire point to having a bias. I try to be one-sided when I can analyze the information. So I don't look at both sides. That's going to cause information overload, in my opinion. In my opinion, that's going to be very distracting. You see BTC just straight nuke yesterday? Sarah Biso, what's Mike doing nowadays? Sarah Biso is still helping out? Tell him to get on the live stream. Where has this man been? Tell TC Productions, if you're still in here, tell Mike to contact me. Tell Mike to contact me. It's been way too long. Way too long for the great 4-5 legend. IB50 has an entry. You assume it? Chat, what do you think? Chat, what do you think about the initial balance short? What do you think about this right here? What's your opinion on this, chat? Initial balance short, that's what somebody in chat just commented. What do you think about this right here? Yes, thank you. I am not bearish. I am not shorting. I don't care about the IB. I told you I was bullish. I told you I was looking for longs. Therefore, I'm not shorting. Simple stuff. Very simple stuff. I don't care. A price action pattern is not enough logic to get in and out of a trade. Please show the 4 steps again. You guys are going to get tired of me soon. We might be setting record-breaking numbers here today. This game plan, literally, record-breaking numbers. Unless you guys, are you guys trolling me? Maybe I'm not understanding here. Are you guys trolling me? TC Productions, tell Mike to contact me. Tell Sarah Bisto to contact me. Or link me his page, unless he's still on the same pages as he was before, or something. Leave it on the page. See, you guys are so much smarter than me. Why didn't I do that the first time? Ash, I couldn't understand the model and the mentorship. Can you break it down? But invert your screen colors so I can understand it better. I'm gonna invert these labels on the screen and maybe that'll help. We'll turn everything upside down. Yeah, no problem. So hopefully you didn't think I was joking around with you. That was from the prior live stream. I'll gladly help at any point in time. I'm just making a couple jokes in here. So please do feel free to ask any questions about any portion of this business. Hello, Ash. Have a good day. Thank you for your explanations. Thank you for the kind comment. Anna Sally. Thank you very much. Hopefully you are having a great day as well. Hopefully your week is going well. Thanks for being here. Chart has to be in dark mode for me to understand. Well, that is where I draw the line. I'm not a dark mode individual, as you can tell. We're not going to dark mode. Can you please explain key level with SMT in which time frame we need to see? You can find SMT on any single time frame. You just need to know the difference in the context that it provides. Okay, so all right. Can you please explain key levels with SMT in which time frame we need to see it? You can see it in any time frame. Okay? We can see it in any time frame. But you need to know the difference. If you're looking at an SMT on the daily chart, that should provide a bias. If you're looking at SMT on an hourly chart or the 15-minute chart, that should be used as a key level. If you're looking at a SMT on the 5-minute chart or the 1-minute chart, right, you're using that as an entry function. You can find a crack in correlation, a divergence on any time frame. They just provide different context. Right? So, for example, today's key level that has SMT is right here. Ready? Previous day low. ES swept previous day low. NQ did not sweep previous day low. Bullish SMT at a key level. Since it's on the daily chart, this is providing me a bullish bias. All right. So, still think the bulls are alive, whether they move higher right now or not. Whether they move higher right now or not, I'm still bullish. Still bullish. Beautiful 10 a.m. reversal. This was the long that I wanted here. Don't yell at me, but I am going to say it again. This is the long I wanted here. Since they didn't sweep the low one last time to give me what would form a bullish change in the state of delivery, I didn't get the long. He said he hasn't been trading? Okay. Okay. If he's not trading anymore, I would still contact him, see how he's doing. Haven't talked to him in a while. We got to play sports together and against each other growing up. We got to play baseball together on a travel team, and then we versed each other in football. So just wanted to catch up, see how he's doing. If he's not trading anymore, then I was going to tell him to hop on here, do a live stream with me and just talk about trading, but we'll leave that for another time. But hopefully he is well. Hopefully you are well. Very good to hear from you. Hopefully everybody is doing well. It's been a while. But gladly willing to help. As you can see, these live streams are completely free, so you can just show up and ask any questions. But this is what I do every day. I just come in here. Where's that game plan? I just come in here looking for this. You'll see on prior live streams, sometimes we execute, sometimes we don't. It's really just a matter of whether the game plan has been completed or not. So sorry to ask a stupid question. No, take that back right now. Take it back. There are no stupid questions, and you are allowed to ask anything. Please don't hold back because you think it's stupid or beginner or I don't care. I'm gladly willing to help. Okay? I'm a bit confused. So if NQ sweeps the low now, is that considered a continuation? Why would it be a bullish entry? Here, let me show you my last position so that you understand. I didn't even need to go down. So I'll show you my position in a second. But this is what I'm referring to. Is right. This is a change in the state of delivery. Ready? This is the same formation that I've been, drawing out right on my chart. Is this right here? Down, up, down, all the way through. Right? So this is a change in the state of delivery right here. This is a change in the state of delivery right here. All right, so I'm going to do that a couple more times on a couple different time frames so you can see it. Ready? Here's yesterday's New York Open. Here's yesterday's New York Open. Let's just walk through it so that everybody can understand what's going on here. Ready? Referencing the game plan. Time. New York Open. Let's take a look. Perfect. It's New York Open. Therefore, number 1 has been completed. We can move on to number 2. Bias. I've told you guys that I'm bullish on the daily time frame. I've been bullish for some time, right? So my bias is bullish. Therefore, I can move on to number 3. Number 3 would be a key level with SMT. Okay, so looks like there's a key level down here, right? So at New York Open, now we're waiting for a key level to get engaged. Okay, we've engaged a key level. Okay, so then we look for SMT now that we engaged a key level. All right. Oh, look at that. There is SMT, right? ES has not swept the 908 low where NQ has. That is a Kraken correlation. That is a divergence. That is SMT. I don't care what you call it. You now have a key level with SMT. Therefore, go to number 4 and look for an entry function. And once again, this is the entry function. Down, up, down, all the way through. Ready? So now let's do the last portion of this game plan right here. Ready? What do we see here? Swing point, swing point, swing point. Right? So if I were to draw a line to the swing low, right? So swing low, swing high, new low. We just need to go through there for the entry function now. Right? So here it comes. Right here, right? So since we have the swing points, since we swept the low, this would be the bullish change in the state of delivery right here. So now I'm at this moment in time, I'm ordering a buy stop at the bullish change in the state of delivery, which means when price grows through this line, it's entering me into a long position. I would be entered at the bullish change in the state of delivery. Okay. So then the position would look like this. We set the stop at the low, specifically this low, because this is the low that created the SMT. Specifically that low right here. Okay. And please feel free to fact check me. Go ahead and ask any of the other members that are in chat whether this was executed or not. Everybody got to watch this long yesterday morning. So feel free to ask anybody that was at the live stream. This is the actual thing that happened yesterday. Okay, we got entered in to the long. We do have a new low, so now I would want the stop loss to be here. Right, because this is the low that created the SMT. So stop loss, take profit, right? So we're risking about $860 to see if we can make about $2,000, right? So now we're talking about a 1 to 2 risk to reward. Now we're talking about completing our entire game plan. Therefore, this would be a valid trade. Let's see what happens. So this is the game plan being completed, right? Because we were able to do number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And that will show you why I did not execute this morning, because we just didn't get number 4. That's the only thing that we didn't receive on our entire game plan, because this is what we received. Notice how different this looks compared to this. All right. That is the entire process being completed. And then also an example of today where the entire process was not completed. So you get both examples. All right. Never feel like you're asking any stupid questions. I'll gladly answer any question. So now you also got to see the second portion of that question was, why would it be a bullish entry? I just showed you from top down the entire process and the entry, the stop loss, the exit. How do we join the Discord? Just check the link in the description of this video. The link tree that has all the socials on it. The link tree has all the socials on it. Lower sweep instead of higher low. Entry after reversal is what confused me. I understand now. Thank you very much. Very helpful. Yeah, anytime, Ben. Feel free to ask any questions. I played baseball against you too then? Graduated from Marlboro? Oh, very nice. Very nice. We definitely did that. I'm the same age as Mike. So if you're the same age as Mike, we definitely played sports against each other. Isn't change in the state of delivery on candle closure? No. Nope. A candle closure is a confirmation. A candle closure is a confirmation. A change in the state of delivery happens the very first moment the trend changes. You do not need a candle closure for that. If you want confirmation of the trend changing, that's when you wait for a candle closure. But no, the change in the state of delivery happens the very first moment the trend changes. Ready? Here's a downtrend, right? Here's a downtrend. The moment we make a new high, right? We go past this high and we make a new high. It does not matter if the candle closed or not. It is a fact that this downtrend has changed. We made a new high. Okay? So the change in the state of delivery happens when we change the trend. If you need a confirmed change in the state of delivery, then you would wait for the candle closure up here, above here. But if you're going to wait around for confirmations, don't be surprised if this thing takes off without you. It closes up here and then just keeps sprinting higher. So if you're always waiting around for a change, if you're always waiting around for a confirmation, you're going to get left behind sometimes. It's worth it to have a separate line chart up. I'm a huge, I do this every time. Is it proponent or component? Proponent? I do this every time, man. Why can't I understand this? I'm literally going to Google it. Person who advocates, supports, and argues in favor of. Yeah, okay. I'm a huge proponent. Okay. I'm a huge proponent of less is more. Quality over quantity. I'm a huge believer in that. Okay. I support the idea. I'm a huge proponent of less is more. Quality over quantity. Right? So having a line chart up at the same time that I have this chart up, that's going to cause confusion for me. It's too much information. I don't want to look at 9 things at one time. I only want to focus on one thing and get really good at it. So that's the same reason over here, right? Like that's why my list doesn't look like this. I don't watch like 90 different things. I really only watch ES and NQ. I really choose the less is more aspect across the entire business. Ash, even it has changed the character with SMT. Why didn't you take the trade? Just because it didn't sweep again? Yeah, I already explained why I didn't take the trade. Right here. Ready? When we got to previous day low, this is what we received. Right here. This is what I execute right here. See the difference? This is what I would have executed. This is what happened. This is what we got today. This is what I would execute. Green on the day, time to touch some grass. Love to hear that. Let's go. Very good job. Yes, if you are green, you need to stay green. Very good job. Do you place stop limit order at the change in state of delivery? It has to be a stop order, not a limit order. I'll go back to yesterday's trade again. So this is what literally happened yesterday. At this moment in time, I placed a buy stop, keyword, buy stop order at the change in state of delivery. This was my actual actions from yesterday. At this moment in time. The chart looked like this. It was 9:40 a.m. in the morning when I placed a buy stop order at the bullish change in the state of delivery. This is a buy stop because this means when price goes through this line, it will enter you into a long. So yes, buy stop, right? So entry. At this moment in time, once you get the entry, you make sure you have your stop loss in place. Stop loss should go at the low that created SMT, and then look for a 1 to 2 risk to reward. What if it just wicks it there and there's no actual change in the state of delivery? Then it sounds like I would have gotten stopped out of my position. And that has happened before. I've taken losses. I take losses just as much as I take wins. I'm about a 50% win rate trader. But you have to understand risk management is key there. 1 to 2 risk to reward at a 50% win rate, you are net profitable. Right? So if you, just a random example, right? Let's do 10 trades. 5 are wins. 5 are losses. When you take a loss, you lose $1,000. When you take a win, you win $2,000. Right? So you'd be net profitable here by plus 5,000, right? Because you have 5 wins, so 5 times 2 is 10. You have 5 losses, so 5 times 1 is 5. Right? So you'd be net profitable by 5K. And this is being a 50% win rate trader. You truly don't need to be like some kind of expert. You just need to understand that your winners need to be larger than your losers. That you need to be overly patient with your winners. Overly impatient with your losers. If ES now gives us a sweep and NQ didn't, then we consider it as SMT after change in state of delivery. Can we enter now? can you consider at this time? Let's take a look. Where are we at with current price? So if you're referring to this, right, if ES goes below here while NQ does not, yes, that is SMT. Then I would look for a change in the state of delivery, right? So ES goes below this line. After going below the line, it gets a change in the state of delivery. If that occurs, I would go over to NQ because it's the stronger pair. It's the stronger pair because of the SMT. NQ never goes below this line. If that's the case, we have bullish SMT at a key level. Therefore, I would look for this. Bullish change in the state of delivery. New here. Hi, Ash. Hey, what's up, John? How's your day going? Do you live stream every day on YouTube? Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9:15 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays are for the private group. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday is public and free at 9:15 a.m. here on YouTube. I do also live stream on MFTV, a different YouTube page. I do live stream every day at 1:30 p.m. on MFTV. Those are also free. Why not limit order? It's not the same order. Right? So a limit order would be placed when you want a lower price. Right? So this would get us a limit order if we wanted to get into a long at a lower price. We need a buy stop order if we want to get in at a higher price. Two different scenarios there. For a limit order, it needs to retrace to the limit order to get in. A buy stop order, it needs to go higher through the buy stop to get in. Two different scenarios there. What are your thoughts on trading the PM session? Trading the PM session is just slower, so you got to be a little more patient. The ranges are smaller because there's less volatility. Everything still remains the same. It doesn't matter whether you're trading Asia, Globex, London, New York AM, New York PM. The process stays the same. Process never changes. The volatility will change, so you'll see, like, it's already changed, right? We were getting 100-point ranges here, right at the open, right? That's because this is when there's the most volatility in the market. And now we're only getting 50-point ranges. That's because there's more volatility at the open. Volatility dries up throughout the day. Okay. For this range just created, do internal change in the state of delivery count, or you're not entering until 495 gets swept? There needs to be SMT. That's what matters. Right? So where's the key level that has SMT? That's what truly matters. There's no key level here. Well, right? So, like, once again, just following the process. Time, bias, key level with SMT. So you can complete number one right now, the game plan. Every single time I even consider a trade, this is what I do. Okay, it is New York Open, so I can go on to number two. Okay, I did create a bias on the daily chart. I am bullish, so I can go on to number three. There is no key level here that has SMT. Therefore, I do not go to number four. Where's the key level here? Where's the FBG? Where's the swing low? Where, you know? Like, I considered this first one during New York Open because the key level was previous day low, right? We engaged a key level here. When we engaged this key level, we created bullish SMT against NQ. NQ did not run below previous day low, while ES did run below previous day low. So during the morning, I was able to move forward. During the morning, I was able to move forward to look for a change in state of delivery. Whereas right now, we don't have a key level. We don't have the SMT. So no, I am not looking for a change in state of delivery. So number 3 was not checked off, so I do not move on to number 4. I believe that would be for teachers who draw a line and say, it looks like this on the chart. Many teachers draw a line and describe it as looking like this, which can be confusing for beginners. So a line chart helps differentiate that. Oh, yeah, very good. Very good. I do agree with that, A.B. Fontaine. I definitely agree with that. All right, chat. But there's an M15, FEG, and NQ, is there? Did I miss that? Okay. All right, hold on. This is what I was looking for, but is there SMT here? Very good job. Who was that? Disciplined trader. Yes, we do have a key level here on NQ. Let's see if there's SMT here. Where's the SMT? 10 a.m. Okay, I am now taking it back. We do have a key level. Thank you for pointing that out, disciplined trader. Let's see. How many points is this? About $1,000 of risk. I'm willing to take this trade now, simply because of the process. Very good job, disciplined trader. We did have a bullish 15-minute fair value gap. There was SMT at the bullish 15-minute fair value gap. Very good job. Very good job. $48 points. That would be about $1,000 of risk. Just under $1,000 of risk there. Let's see if they tag me in. There it is. All right, set the stop. Look for a take profit up here. 1.3, might even go for more than that. We'll see. But I'm willing to risk about $1,000 here. Bullish 15-minute fair value gap. Bullish SMT at that location. It is New York Open. I told you I had a bullish bias. Let's see if the game plan plays out. Let's see if the game plan plays out. So some drawdown to start, but stop goes at the low. That created the SMT. See what happens from here. I've been in this long? Very nice. Well, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm completely okay with risking about $1,000 here. So either stop loss or take profit. We'll see what happens here. We just wait and watch now. A little bit more drawdown. We'll see what happens. Stop is at the low. What do you guys think? Throw a little prediction on this too. If you think this is going to be a winner, type a 1 in chat. If you think this is going to be a loser, type a 2 in chat. What's your prediction? What do you think? Just kind of hanging out around entry, so hasn't made up its mind yet. All right, trying to move a little bit here. Trying to move a little bit here. We'll see. Still chopping it up around entry so far. Still hasn't made up its mind just yet. Just need to be patient and wait. Is this a good trade? I mean, if I had a crystal ball and I knew what was good versus bad, then I'd probably be like a trillionaire by now. What I do know is I either complete my process or I don't complete my process. So determining whether something is good or bad, I don't really do that. What I do is follow my process. If my process is completed, then I will take a trade. If my process is not completed, then I won't. The results to that are just a byproduct of the process. Do you take partials? I'm only in one contract here. There's no option to partial. I only have one contract. IB trade? No. Bullish 15-minute fair value gap, bullish SMT at that location, bullish change in the state of delivery on the lower time frame. Can you describe your feelings now? There is no feelings. Leave the feelings at home. Leave the feelings for your family, for your friends. When it comes to business, get rid of the feelings. Leave them somewhere else. Focus on the process. Price doesn't care about how you feel, nor does your results. Third model? No. Same model. I think they're asking for journaling reasons. I would still say the same answer. No matter what portion of this business you're talking about, you need to leave those emotions somewhere else. Excuse me. So, still hasn't made up its mind, just consolidating at the entry location. We'll see what happens here. Just going to keep waiting. Thank you for the stream. I need to head out. Thanks for being here, Mr. Reckless. Hopefully your day goes well. So neutral at all times. That's what we need to be. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a robot, but that is the ideal scenario, is to be completely objective to the information, right? Objective means without influence. So do not be influenced by your emotions. Be objective. So without emotions, conduct your process. after you enter a trade, do you let it run to TP or stop loss? I've ran into both situations. Sometimes I've cut it early. Sometimes I've let it run. I'm a trader just like everybody else here, so I go through the same experiences as you all. Ash, would the IB indicating shorts have any influence on your trade? No. I don't compare strategies. I don't go, oh, the IB is saying one thing, therefore I should do something different with the unicorn model. No. I don't compare the strategies. So still in some drawdown here. Make sure the stop is set. Price really hasn't made up its mind yet. It's just chopping away. It hasn't moved higher, hasn't moved lower. We've just been sitting at the entry location. So just wait. Did your entry function come into play? You can see the numbers floating right here. I'm currently in a position. Some deeper draw down there. Once again, make sure the stops are set. I understand the higher time frame bullish bias, but NQ looks like it's come down to VI at 653. I'm not sure what VI is. But I've already made my decision. I've already accepted my risk, and I'm waiting for a result. So whatever happens now is like the game plan's already happened. Now I'm just waiting for a result. Volume imbalance. Okay. Maybe it does go down to the volume imbalance. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. So I come in, I create a game plan, I execute the game plan. The results to that is a byproduct. So make sure the stops are set. We're getting close to invalidation here. Starting to look like a loss, and there it is, chat. There it is. Make sure the other order is off the screen. Do not leave your TP on there. All right? Now we have a decision. There you go. Now we have a result. And that is where I say, now you document it, now you journal it, and now you go do anything else with your day, right? Win, loss, or break even. Document, journal, learn from it, move right on to the next one, right? So if you're going to be the individual that says, I need to make that money back, right? You can't accept the loss for whatever reason, right? You're sitting there saying, I need to make this money back. You're going to be the person that tilts and blows up. Okay, so be done. Be objective to your results. Continue to keep executing your process, right? I'm still green on the week. Yesterday I had a plus $1,600 win. Today we had a $1,000 loss, right? We will have wins. We will have losses. Welcome to day trading, right? So now that we've gotten a result, I'm standing on my words. I'm going to go document this. Then I'm going to go work on some health. I'm going to go work on some other businesses, and we will be right back here for our next live stream, right? The result to a position does not determine our future experiences. We move right on to the next one, and we give our business the respect that it deserves. So when we show up on our next opportunity, we still remain disciplined. We still remain consistent in our approach. Okay? So, thank you for your time. A long wait this morning for an L. Welcome to day trading. We're going to have wins. We're going to have losses. But that's where I'm going to wrap it up. Now that I got a result, I'm going to move on with my day. All right? So, thank you all. I really appreciate every single one of you being here. I really appreciate all of the questions, all of the information. Let's keep working. Let's keep learning. Let's keep getting 1% better than our prior selves every single day. All right? Thank you for your time today. Do not revenge trade. Just be done. Okay? Show up tomorrow with the same amount of focus. All right? So, thank you all for your time. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'm going to go head over to the gym. I will still be live streaming at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? The process doesn't change. So, I will see you all on the next live stream. Thank you for your time today. I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you on the next live stream.